Hey everybody, it's Carol, Crafty Carolina Gal, trying to get my Kindle to cooperate again. Oh, this is why I just can't do tutorials. I don't have the setup to do it, but I will try my best to show you how to do the toolbox. It's really easy. If you're gonna cover your toolbox like I did with wood grain paper, you don't have to really worry too much about what you use as your base. I used some cardstock that I had gotten from Beth at Beth's scrapbook room, and it was textured, and it's the same kind of paper that I used to make the wallets. So you can use that. You can use something like that, just as long as it's gonna match your wood grain paper. You can use medium weight chipboard. You can use cereal box, and just be sure and ink your edges real good, and so that will kind of all blend in. But I'm going to show you with just regular craft cardstock. I'll go through with the score lines and the and I'll show you how you make this. It's very easy to make, y'all. It's just really easy. The worst part is making the handle, and if you don't have a big shot or something similar to that, it's going to be hard for you to make it, because I tried using my Cuttlebug and it just tore the paper up. So I got my big shot out and used it, and this is the Sizzix die that I used, and it gives you approximately a 2 3/4 inch opening, like long ways, and then a 3/4 inch wide opening, going this way wide, 3/4 inch wide. So this is what I'll use, and I'll show you how I did it. You're gonna need an 11 by 12 piece of pretty heavyweight cardstock, and you're going to score on the 12-inch side. You need to score at 4 and 6. And then you just turn your paper with the 11 side at the top, and you're going to score at 2 and 9. Now the larger panel is going to be the back of the storage box. I don't know if you can really see this, if it's glaring too much or not. This section right here with the 2 squares on each side and this long piece, this is the bottom, and then this is the front. These are your flaps that you're going to glue into the side, on the side. Now Edith, I believe she glued these on the outside. On the toolbox I glued them on the inside. I just liked the way it looked better. So it's your preference, whatever you like. And just remember that whatever you use as your base, it's gonna need to kind of match your wood grain, because you're going to see part of it. I did cover this side here on each section, and I did put cardstock in the bottom, you can see right there, to reinforce the bottom, because if you're going to put something in here that's a little heavy, you're going to want that bottom to be, so you can hear how sound that is. It's just really, well, not that way, but you can tell it's strong. So, and the glue that I use also, when it dries, it makes your projects just firm up really good. So just remember that for the inside, you're gonna want to use something that's gonna look like a toolbox, you know. But you know, it's your preference, whichever way you want to make it. That's fine. You know, if you want to use red, I've seen red toolboxes, and you know, different colors. They don't all have to be wood grain. Okay, so what you do now is you're going to cut these score lines on these little squares. Cut this one, and on the other side do the same, and cut you out a little wedge right here. Okay, cut a little wedge on each side. Now I'll go ahead and do that, and y'all can do it if you want to or not. Now I don't know how to edit, and I don't know how to fast forward when, you know, when you have to do stuff like this, so I'm sorry. But this is how it is with me for right now, till if I ever can get a camera that's overhead, that would be wonderful. So I'm turning and I'm cutting the other side now. You just cut up to that score line. And then cut you out a wedge, a little wedge, on each side of that square. And there you go. Now next, what you're going to want to do is to fold all your score lines. And if you have cardstock that is textured or may, you know, crack easily, you can take like a very, very damp cloth or cotton ball or something like that, and moisten your wet your score lines, so that when you do fold them over, they may not crack. I can't say that they won't for sure, but it does help if you do that. Just don't wet them a whole lot, just very damp, and do that on your score lines, and then fold and see if that helps it keep it from cracking. Okay, now I've got all my score lines folded, and what we're going to do now is cut the opening for the handle. So fold up all, you have to fold up all the card up forward, fold in all the you're going to need to fold it just like this. Bring all this up, tuck it in, tuck these in. Okay, then what I do, let me get my washi tape. Okay, where's my big, here we go. I'm gonna move my scoreboard, and here is my Big Shot. And y'all wouldn't believe it, but I hardly ever I haven't used this thing in years, but it takes it to do this, so I had to get it down and use it. Alright, now I gotta get all these things folded back up, and you're gonna tape this if you have one of these. If you don't have one of these, then you can just do it freehand. I mean, it probably isn't that hard to do. But you're going to put this in the center and come down just a little bit. I'm going to open these flaps so I can get this centered and tape it down. But you're going to want to come down a little bit so you can have some support up there at the top for your handle. and you just have to center it in between this back panel. Okay, and I'm trying to do that. I just don't have a lot of room. I'm sorry, y'all. But this is the most important thing, I think, that, you know, because Edith didn't do this on her video, you know, so y'all really could go just watch her video. It's a whole lot better than this is going to be. And after I do this part, and of course you're going to have to cut this opening in the other storage box side, and also on your paper that you use to cover the inside. So that's actually going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 times you're going to have to cut this opening. And what I do is trace around it on the other papers, like on the back side of it, on the white side, if you have a white side, so you can really see each time where to put it. But anyway, I think I've got this centered. I hope so. Problem I have is getting it even, you know, getting each side of the die to be even. And it's wanting to not work. Okay. I don't think that's in the middle. I need to move it over a little bit. Of course you could measure this, but I like to just eye it, you know. Just look at it and try to make it even. And like I said, this is the worst part. It still doesn't look even, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Y'all, when you do it, just make sure that it's even. And that's it. Put it in that, in your cup. Not Cuttlebug Big Shot. Cuttlebug is not wide enough. And I have to turn this sideways to get it to go through. And, excuse me, I'm having to use my Cuttlebug plates instead of my Big Shot because I can't find my Big Shot plates. So I'm just going to do this like I do it with my Cuttlebug. So I'm sorry y'all are not seeing anything, but I'm just trying to describe to you what I'm having to do. Okay. And now this isn't working. Let me think. What am I not doing? Okay. You have to fold this all the way up. And yes, it's going to leave an imprint. But remember, you're going to put paper on this side. And it's not going to matter about the imprint on the inside. So you're going to cover the imprint up on this side. So, but you've got to fold it up like this to get it into the Big Shot and to cut it. So just make sure that everything is folded just like this, and there's nothing underneath this part because that's where it's going to cut. Okay, and it's already come loose. My goodness, I have the worst time, don't I? This tape just doesn't want to stick. Please stick till I get this cut. Oh goodness. All right, we're going to try again. Let's see if we can get this done. Get her done. All right, I'm going to put this in. It's going to go in like this. And sideways. And I would just run it through once. If you run it through again, it's going to make that imprint even worse. So here we go. All right. Well, let's see if it did it. And see, I'm going to show you. See right there, it does make an imprint, but that's going to be covered. And here's, ta-da! See there? There's the opening for my handle. So that's how you do that. The rest of it is just really easy. If you want to just, like I said, if you want to just go over to Edith's video, her video is a lot better than what I can show you. But you're going to glue this tab to your back, just like this, on both sides. It's just so easy, y'all. Both sides, glue them. And if you want to put paper on the inside, now's the time to do it, because after you get this all glued, it's harder to put paper. And you're going to want to put your paper in this section right here that you're going to cover, your wood grain paper right here, measure right here, and or if you want it completely covered with no cardstock showing, you know, just measure it. Just measure it. This whole thing is 7 by 4, the toolbox. So, but this is when you're going to want to put your paper here, your paper in the bottom, and your paper right here. I didn't put paper on the flaps, but you can do that too. I don't think you need to, but you can. So, okay, so now these are glued, and you're going to bring your other flaps up, and this is how I did mine. I glued mine on the inside. So this is just going to meet right here, and meet right here, and there you have your first side of your toolbox. See? First side of your toolbox. And then after you make your other side, you make it the same way. You apply glue all over the back, around this, glue them together. And there you have it. And then all you have to do from there is just put your paper on it. So it's really easy. And if you want to leave a lot here, this would be 3 3/4 by 6. 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. But you can measure as you go along. That's what I do. I just measure as I go along and make sure, you know, I'm getting it right. Measure twice, cut once. Remember the rule? Okay. So, and then you can put your paper here. Actually, you can put that on too. Just flip it around and put your paper on right here before you glue this front to the back. So that's all there is to it, y'all. Just remember, you have to cut this hole in your paper that you're gonna cover this with. If you cover it, it's just it's whatever you want to do, really. But that's how you make the storage box, the toolbox. And then of course you have to cut these after you get this glued. You have to cut this, and what you do is you take your scissors and you go from one corner to the other, just at an angle, and from here to here, you know, like at an angle, and it turns out really cute. So that's it, y'all. This has been a long video. I'm sorry, and I hope it's going to work. It's going to take forever to upload it. I'm going to watch it and see how it is, and I'm just nervous that y'all won't, it just isn't a good video. So the most important part is to know how I made that hole right there. And Edith can tell you how to do the rest. Okay, y'all. I'll put a link to her video. Y'all have a blessed evening, and I will talk with y'all later. Bye now.